Welcome to the first episode of the Live and Rem Show, where I will be interviewing people about topics that I find interesting. I will also be taking suggestions on what to talk about, so comment down below anything you want me to discuss. On the show today, I will be interviewing my brother Tristan about disability and mental health. Would you like to tell the audience a little about yourself?
Hi, my name is Tristan. I'm 22 and I like playing tennis.
How do you think disability rights have progressed?
I think that over time things have changed and gotten better potentially as people have realized or had more of an understanding of how people who are disabled have been disenfranchised, and hopefully for the better. Like there has been progression towards maybe a more just and equal society, but I also think that that's not necessarily where we're at right now, and I think that there's a lot of room for growth and room for improvement in those regards and aspects.
Do you think the stigma around disability and mental health has gotten better over time?
I think yes and no. I think in some regards, yes. Like, it's gotten better in the way that people are more aware of mental health than they ever are, and people are more aware of, um, I don't know, people other than just like the average person, which I think is good, like through the internet, right, and things like that. But at the same time, I think that that doesn't necessarily mean that it's like perfect or great. I just think certain things have become more mainstream. So, like for example, like having ADHD is very commonplace now, and not at all an odd thing. But I don't know. There may be other things and other mental health disorders or mental health aspects that I think people aren't comfortable talking about yet, which there should be a destigmatizing of, so that way, like those conversations can be had without judgment, so that we can become a more understanding society and group of people. Yeah, I agree.
Three, do you think there is still more progress to be made?
I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, I already mentioned it, but yeah, of course. I don't think we'll ever reach a point where there's not progress to be made. I think there's a lot of work to be done, put simply.
4, how has ADHD affected your life?
I don't know. It's hard to quantify into how much it's affected my life. It's just more that I know that it's just something that I have and or deal with, but it's not. I don't know. It's just like I think there are things and aspects of my life that I'm better at because of it, and things that I'm not as good at because of it. One of which, being obviously like time management and or what are they called? There's a word for these things, but I can't remember. But like these kind of things have been are things that are challenging, but I think there are other things that are a lot easier because of it.
How do you deal with your ADHD?
Well, I think everyone has a different way of dealing with it. Some people use medication. Some people um, have like coping mechanisms. Everyone has coping mechanisms. Some people rely solely on coping mechanisms. Other people have use medication. Some people do like daily medication. Some people do medication as they see fit. So I think there are a bunch of different approaches. I personally have like Adderall that I take every now and then if I really need it. I don't know, something that I have to deal with, and sometimes that means it's more difficult for me to do things, and other times that means that it's not that difficult for me to do things. But I think a multi-layered approach allows for the best results because you can create multiple solutions or answers for multiple different problems, meaning that when one doesn't work or when something goes wrong, you have a bunch of different ways that you can tackle that problem, and depending on the needs of the person in that moment, you could decide how you're going to do that and what the best way is to do that. Oh yeah. You said what did he what do I think of him wanting to what, get rid of autism or whatever? Well, no, I think obviously this is a silly idea that is not based in reality, but just some fantasy that in like political agenda, as he is not an actual doctor and has no experience. And anyone with a half a brain would know that you don't, like, autism isn't like a necessarily one, even like a terrible, like a bad thing. It's just the reality. And second, you can't like combat autism by like doing X or Y or Z or thing. All that you can do is help people deal with maybe their autism, because for some people I don't know, it can be very difficult to live, um, like to function within a society that is designed like ours. But that doesn't mean that the answer is you need to. Well, you can't like cure these people because they're not sick. But two, like there's nothing like the measures that he's taken and the things that he's done are purely I don't know, like in the realm of like, I don't know, idiocy, and not based in actual any research or science or anything. Yep, I agree.
Outro. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Tristan. This was a great conversation.